my God.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where
Okay.
I am live. So today we will talk about, of course, my YouTube celebrity collaboration with Miss Leolah Brown, Queen Miss Leolah Brown. And we will continue to get justice for Miss Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina. And my celebrity besties, Miss Leolah Brown, NLE Choppa, Roddy Rich, Michael B. Jordan. There's so many. Snoop Dogg, Martha Stewart, Meghan Markle, Wendy Williams, Drake, Rihanna, George Michael, um, like I said, Blueface, NLE Chopper. There's so many of them. Hold on 1 minute. Let me put something in the chat.
Chrissy's room as well. Yes. So I believe that Nick, Ray J, Queen Jerry Houston, I believe he was in that room too. I believe Ralph OG was there, Brandy Burnside, all probably in that room. You all was just doing it. You was probably whispering and y'all was trying to wait till the right time was. Y'all was doing sneaky stuff around Chrissy and Whitney. Oh my God, I can imagine the things that went on because I know it.
Hi, my name is Alice Matagora, author of How to Save the World, Disciple Making Made Simple. I wrote this book for the everyday person to equip, empower, and encourage them that they can make disciples wherever God has them.
Do you wonder what disciple making could look like in your life? In this free online video course based on Alice Matagora's book, you'll be equipped on how to be a disciple maker in your everyday life. In this course, you'll receive the How to Save the World ebook, complimentary video content, practical next steps, and a self-paced course. This course is completely free and is offered by the Navigators as part of our mission to inspire and equip disciple makers like you. Get instant access today.
Hello, child of the Most High God. I've got some real good information I want to share with you. Several years ago, I had Jesus to appear to me, and he said, Mel, the greatest move of God that has ever come to planet Earth will take place, and the foundation of this move will be God's unconditional love. Well, I wrote a book titled The Fifth Dimension, and it's about 150 to 175 pages. And I thought, well, before I publish this, I want to get this information.
Wow, I can't believe that you all did this. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to answer to God, every one of you. You can ignore me, but you're gonna have to answer to God. And Brandy, Brandy Burnside, I dare you to say you didn't do it. My son was on the phone with Chrissy. He heard everything. You told the nurse after Reggie gave Bobby Christina a pill, forced her to take it. She kept saying no, and he said, no, you gotta take this to feel better. It's gonna make you feel good. And after Chrissy takes that pill, she throws her shirt off and says, Reggie, what is in this pill? I'm hot. She needed water. See, that's why I connected the dots with Whitney being wet. I want that water. Reggie, what was you doing to my sister? But Chrissy couldn't take that. She went into a seizure. She had a seizure. And so they rushed her by ambulance to the hospital. And once she got there, Brandy Burnside and her mother, both of you all, were trying to tell the nurse that Bobby Christina, you all was telling the nurse to 5150 my niece. Kelsey was on the phone and heard you and said, Chrissy, who was that telling the nurse to 5150 you? Chrissy said, it's Brandy Burnside. And why? What is 5150? didn't even know what 5150 was. Chrissy said, Chrissy, they're trying to set you up. Get out. Chrissy jumped up and threw her clothes on and disappeared and out of the hospital. Yes, Brandy. So we got you. We got you. You was trying to get my niece 5150 into a damn a mental institution.
Right.
Who told you to do that, Pat?
Pat tell you to do that? Brandy?
See, because I know what you all was trying to do. All you all was you all just like double teamed my niece, doing all kind of crazy slick stuff, trying to, tricking her and stuff. Is that why you all was rushing in that car out of the back of that hotel? Could that be where you all was going? Follow Bobby Christina to that hospital after Whitney's body was up there, waiting for hours, and you was in that car, Brandy Burnside, waiting on Ray J and Nick and them to come down to get to the hospital, follow Chrissy. Is that what you all was doing? Because you all was racing out of that hospital or back in that hospital. Y'all was racing there to make sure that you tell them. I don't know, I'm just guessing. This is what y'all was trying to do. Was y'all racing to the hospital? Tell the doctors, the 5150 Chrissy, let's lock her down now. Let's get her in a nut house. Whitney's gone. Let's snatch her, put her in a nut house. Mm-hmm. Ooh, y'all did some wicked things. You all did some wicked things. Yes, Brandy, we got you. Got you. My son heard you, so don't try to deny it. Don't you dare. Kelsey heard you clear, loud and clear. Kelsey knows your voice anyway. It was right there. 5150 her. The nurse told you, I can't do that. She said, there's nothing wrong with this baby. She said, she's just mourning her mother. You were claiming to be Bobby's goddaughter. Whitney didn't have nothing to do with that. Whitney didn't even want you around anymore. She found out you and your mother was lying. You all told her a bunch of lies about you all, about your life and all that. And he told us that you all were a fake. You all were some people that was trying to swindle money out of her. Yes. But I believe, Randy, that the reason why you allowed Ray J and Pat and them to bring you in and go against Whitney and Chrissy was because they promised you a TV show. And you know how I know I'm right? And you can ask anybody. This was before. Let me tell you how much God shows me. Because I do a lot of praying and fasting. And I asked a lot, give it to me, please. And he did. He said, I had the idea in my head. I felt like the Spirit was telling me. God said they promised her a TV show deal. And so way before Love and Hip Hop, asked my family members, I said, Ray J, either Pat or Gary or Ray J is promising Brandy a TV show deal. That's what she's expecting to get out of this. When she jumped up in the media and said, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this. I'm Whitney's still, I'm goddaughter and all that. And she was doing all that. Yeah. She was doing sneaky stuff to Bobby Christina and Whitney already. But I said that. I said, everybody is a ward. Everybody. Pat had a lot of people doing a lot of wicked things to them. And lo and behold, here we go. I see Brandy on Love and Hip Hop with Ray J. I said, no, I tell you all.
Reach out. Help is here. Find people and resources that can help. Get ready for the first day and every day after with new school style at old school prices.
That's it, you guys. A minute. Just wanted to give you all that I wanted to give you all that. But this is a sad case. It really is. May God be with everybody that is looking at this video, and please take heed to what I say. Keep people away from you. You never know, because the people that did with me like that, all of them were up around her. She trusted them. And keep in mind, there was no forced entry into my sister's room. All of them culprits are responsible for the death of Whitney Houston and the death of Bobby. Well, it's evident that Pat killed. Yes, Pat literally killed my niece. She knew that Barbara Christina was coming home. Barbara Christina was fine. She was getting better. The doctor was there. He proved it and showed it right in before everybody's eyes. My brother Bobby cried like a baby and said, please don't kill my daughter. Please don't do this. Don't do this. Bobby Christina wasn't on no breathing machine, none of that no more.
Right.
She had been away from that. Her eyes were open every day and she was getting better. Her brain was getting better. She was looking at you. She was talking. When Pat walked in the room, she said, she was screaming, get her out of here.
Get her away from me.
Christina was coming too. Pat didn't want her to come home.
Right.
So,
That's what she said.
so she said, no, kill her. But who gave that woman 50-50 custody over my niece? And then if you got 50-50, why would they take Pat's side and say, okay, she said kill her? Her father said let her stay alive. You see? So y'all see what I mean when she talking about both the authorities? I'm paying people off, Pat. Look what they did to my brother. Look at that. They took your side. Huh? Over my brother's daughter. I tell you something, it couldn't have been my child, though. It couldn't have been my child. There's no way. Oh, couldn't have been my child. I love you all. I gave it to you. I'm sorry, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Dear Allah, forgive me for any thoughts I had in my head just now. Peace, you all. I will see you all later. Okay? I love to say it in my original language. Assalamu alaikum. It means peace. I wish God's peace. Peace.
Hey guys. That kind of
Speak goodness of you, choose a biscuit of sausage. The extreme weather is wreaking havoc around the globe. Urgent evacuations are underway right now in Greece as wildfires rage just outside of Athens. Marcus Moore is on the ground there for us with the latest. Good morning, Marcus. Well, hey, Robin, good morning. We are in a small village about 17 miles west of Athens. The fire racing through here. You can see the scorched earth still smoldering there, and one of these burned out cars. Residents told us they had just minutes to decide whether to try to fight these flames or to run. This morning, firefighters racing to stop 5 dozen wildfires infecting more homes, lives, and Greece. Overnight, reinforcements arriving from countries across Europe. Urgent evacuations underway. Official pressure to evacuate and help residents smoke-filled city streets. Police pleading with nuns singing hymns at this monastery to leave, which they eventually did. And in this small village west of Athens, Luis Oriato told us it was thinking for themselves, explained the story. No one was present. No. Yet even as Europe sheltered with spreading wildfires, Americans are arriving in record numbers. The thing is just overwhelming. You walk out of the hotel on the corner, hits you in the face with how hot it is. I did it to the first happened. Invaded, the system is overwhelming. The sun is blazing hot. It was a Acropolis, and the sun was almost unbearable as far as the heat. There were some people that were struggling with probably what I would assume be exhaustion, dehydration, things like that. Back here in the small village overnight, we watched it. And the extreme weather is also wreaking havoc with the hospital version of. Welcome, hello, or hi, welcome. To the show that before President Trump. 37 comments earlier today. Rachel Scott starts us off in Rachel. George, good morning to you. Good night. Trump appears all but sure, but the main question is when.
say for top any J's time to have questions. One Smith Lewis here before the grand jury today. This is from former ace Bill Russell, the asset testifying before the grand jury before. I'm for president. Received that 20 letter days ago, letting him know that in the center of this investigation, it's efforts to overturn the 2020 election, and he was also given a deadline. So today to decide if he will appear before the grand jury. The sources tell us that is not expected to happen. We know the former president has been scrambling to keep up his legal defense team and overnight here, and then he had that one additional attorney, Don Crow, who years will focus solely on this investigation. Trump continues to deny any wrongdoing, and for now, Republicans continue to rush to his defense. One of the biggest rivals for Governor Ron DeSantis, even his ability to open to office pardon of the former president, came to that. Bottom line, none of this prevents the former president to continue to run for president. Facts, these lines are becoming more and more blurred with his legal defense now becoming the central part of this message.
Hi, everyone. George, the officer. If I told you that at Spectrum will get unlimited data, reliable service, nationwide 5G, all the good stuff, what's your favorite?
The Long Island serial killer investigation, the search for more possible victims is expanding. Officials are now looking at the suspect's possible connection to Atlantic City. Aaron Petersky joins us now with the latest. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, Robin. Rex Heuermann has now been jailed nearly a week, and the scope of the investigation is only growing. Police are emptying his house of potential evidence, and his wife is filing for divorce. This morning, the investigation into alleged Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann is expanding to a fourth state. Authorities probe whether he had ties to Atlantic City, New Jersey. For sex. And now, a week after Heuermann's arrest on charges he killed 3 young women who worked as escorts, his wife of more than 25 years filing for divorce. Seen here in this FoxNews.com photo Wednesday. The docket says it will be uncontested. This as investigators search 4 vacant lots Heuermann owns in South Carolina, looking for what court records call trophies, personal items that may have belonged to the victims. They're also scouring a green Chevrolet Avalanche that was seized there. He is the killer. And they've not elaborated on any evidence that they've collected that alleged. He mentioned rope, a stained shirt, and
So it's telling that. All right, Aaron, thank you. Well, we're start checking out our YouTube chat.
We're trying to dominate the sexual indictment for trying to interfere in the 2020 presidential election. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy again, like the far-right members of his caucus. The Speaker reacting this morning to reporting from Politico that NBC News has not confirmed that he promised Donald Trump a vote to expunge his impeachments before August. Along with the nuclear regulatory on the Hill. Joining me now is NBC News senior national correspondent Garrett Haig, Jim Messina, the former deputy chief of staff and campaign manager to President Obama, and Sam Stein, the White House editor, our friend at Politico. Garrett, let me ask you, so what are sources telling you right now about Speaker McCarthy's alleged conversations with Donald Trump about this idea of expunging his impeachments? My sources have confirmed there have been conversations, and this is something that Donald Trump is very much interested in. He likes the idea of an expungement, which we can set aside for now. It's not really a thing. You can't take this away. It happened. We were there. You can pass a resolution that does basically anything, though, so you can call it an expungement, sure. My sources have pushed back on the idea that there was any specific deal or any specific timeline attached to this, and that's what McCarthy and some of his allies have said on the record. But make no mistake, Donald Trump is very into this idea. It falls right into the category of sort of public defense of him that his allies can give him. That's a talking point he can take out on the trail and say, "See, I told you from the beginning, these impeachments were all about are those there."
Technology has transformed every industry, and it's moving at the speed of production. The advance of the beauty industry was on full display in Paris at Music this year. with over 150,000 visitors, 2,100 exhibitors, and 11,400 startups in attendance. It's Tech Europe's largest startup and tech event. Dr. Dragman is in attendance to see how L'Oreal is leveraging the next generation technologies to evolve and redefine the beauty industry. It starts from the top of the company.
L'Oreal was born with innovation. It's in our DNA. So we started 150 years ago. We've always focusing on innovation. Always still today. Our approach has always been to offer insights to everyone, respecting cultural differences, history, climate differences of perception of every individuality. And technology is accelerating so much that we have decided to become a beauty tech company because we install that technology provides incredible solutions to today's problems.
Technology isn't just a component or constant progress. It's inherently integrated into the world we live in. From our digital identities to the movement structures for meaningful meanings in our lives. Workshop presented new technologies spanning AI, AR, robotics, and UI. We spoke deeply for which L'Oreal's global managing director augmented community open innovation.
We as an industry that can benefit very much from technology because it will allow us to be able to reach people in a more effective way, give better services, augment our products thanks to digital and physical data. That's augmenting, it's not augmenting by tech, it's augmenting the results, it's augmenting the experience, and that is powered by technology. And this is why we use that term. And this kind of technology is embedded not only in our digital services and our brands, but also some of our physical products today.
Artificial intelligence is on food as the truck that falls up to this expert oversight. While the possibilities AI can unlock are limitless, their algorithms are as good as the data on which they're trained. L'Oreal is working to build ethical algorithms that are designed to be inclusive and combat bias.
Comfort, also different tests. And one of my passions is anticipating the DNA of any good AI model is the data that is built upon. And so we're sure to develop our mission for beauty for all and beauty for each. And that was really being inclusive by design. And then when we're building algorithms for AI models, that diversity needs to be accounted for as we're developing these AI models. I think it's really important to also have diversity within your team so that they can actually bring up those topics there. So I think that's what L'Oreal has. We have inclusive teams. Everyone's at the table. So StockStep is a free skin analysis tool that's based on AI revolution and of course child and dermatologists. We took images and collected data around the world of all skin tones, then had doctors that educate the machine based on the scale they're using, which is called a TEA, to try to educate the machine. So this inclusive question is really super relevant when it comes to dermatology. It's very tough because it's skin analysis tool works on all fluid types.
While AI is the tech of our movements, trust scientists is most exclusive to check propulsion labs that body engineers on natural use of fresh and innovative applications.
To look at what that is used on, but at the same time, showing the consequences performance for the user, which is what the fragmentation technology and other network actually try to shower head and have the check conditions. You can check some water that are colliding and you check conditions. You have to kind of energy and what comes out, what is safer is droplets. Much 10 times smaller than a traditional shower head. Microversion sensor reduce by 69% of water consumption, but you also have 65% less energy because you use less much water to avoid you use less energy. But also, and very importantly, to balance the furthest thinking performance of outside.
We are trying to be the section support plan. Realizes different applications of new and innovative technology and get everything create a more inclusive, more effective, more personalized relationship. Eating routines, those of us who create
L'Oreal is the one beauty manufacturer in the world, and our push has always been to be accessible to everyone. Today, technologies allow us to provide solutions to consumers. Tomorrow's message will be more personalized, more effective, and growing.
It could pick up my life and not just story and letting me out just walk out. It's not made up by summer and feel great to be back. They're becoming a major player. This issue's gonna be huge.
Not right now. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that they're not there. I think we'd see a more aggressive push on this. This resolution was first brought up about a month ago. There's two members who are currently still in the House, Republican members, who voted for that second impeachment. It's hard to see them changing their votes now. And a host of more moderate members who represent Biden districts, who probably don't want to spend their time in Washington relitigating the impeachments that were voted in the last round. Yeah, I'm not sure that that's a high priority back in most of America right now. Sam Politico had this original reporting. But one of the risks for Kevin McCarthy, or for one as we were just discussing, it's not even clear if this thing would pass. So Republicans do not want to go down this road again.
Yeah, I mean, the risks are that you are just relitigating the exact issues that you as a Republican Party leader don't want to relitigate, right? I mean, in essence, you want the spotlight to be on Biden. And right, if you do an expungement vote, we're just going to have to go back to what happened on January 6th, and then prior to then, what happened with President Trump's phone call with President Zelensky. And those are things you just don't want to be talking about. Now, obviously, the McCarthy-Trump relationship is dynamic. That's one way to describe it. An interesting relationship with perhaps another, but McCarthy clearly feels that he needs Trump. He needs Trump's support. He obviously went down to Mar-a-Lago right after January 6th. He basically gave Trump cover. Trump has been supportive of him as speaker, but this could all come from falling apart. So McCarthy's issue here is that he needs to keep Trump in his base behind him, or else his speakership is endangered. And I think that's why you see these types of nebulous promises being made to full votes that, frankly, I'm not sure you can even expunge an impeachment, but maybe if you want to have that epic performance vote to satisfy Trump, that's something you may end up having with it.
Yeah, you can't expunge the pictures that we saw on January 6th either, right here. I want to play a split screen. This is from Kevin McCarthy. These are the days after the January 6th attack, where he was saying that Donald Trump needs to take responsibility for his actions versus Speaker McCarthy just a couple days ago. Watch these back to back.
I don't see how it could be done criminal responsibility. We were not charged with. Well, what criminal activity did we do? We tell people to be peaceful. The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by Mont Ryan. He should have immediately denounced the mob, but he solved it. Accept his share of responsibility. 12. The ruling unrest.
That's why archives are such a problem. Yeah, it's kind of touched these days, right? First of all, you got Jack Smith, who per this letter is not accusing former President Trump of inciting violence. So for Kevin McCarthy, basically, to say that he was calling for it to be peaceful that day, that's not even an issue here. The issue is the idea of a conspiracy, fake electors, these meetings that took place behind closed doors, standing there on election night and claiming victory when he knew claiming it was stolen when there was no evidence to demonstrate as much right now. So this really does sort of come back to haunt Kevin McCarthy, doesn't it? It absolutely does. If you argue that his impeachments need to be expunged so he can't be held politically accountable, and now you're saying he also can't be held legally accountable, but he needs to be held accountable by who? Under what measure? So yeah, I mean, this is a problem for McCarthy. He does not appear consistent on this issue, but he remains in line with where most House Republicans are on this, which is that January 6th, they believe, has been overplayed, and then basically we're all making too big a deal out of this, that the country ought to move on. Jim, to you, the more Americans talk about Donald Trump, is that just more good news for Democrats right now and for this administration?
Oh, absolutely. Look, we just had an election where the determining factor of how people voted was their view of Donald Trump. And so Donald Trump is just putting himself right back in the spotlight here. And this, Peter, shows you the weakness of Kevin McCarthy. The moment Donald Trump raised this, he should have said, no, that's a bad idea. Let's stay focused on other things. First of all, Garrett's right. He'd lose this vote. In all likelihood. And second of all, why do you want to be talking about January 6th in the middle of the summer and putting Donald Trump back in the spotlight? This is just a terrible political idea that a very weak speaker who can't control his own caucus should kill.
So Republicans are trying to put something else in the spotlight right now. Speaker McCarthy consistently hits President Biden on the investigation into his son, Hunter Biden, yesterday. We heard from a pair of IRS whistleblowers who claimed that the DOJ, the Justice Department, had meddled in that investigation. Here's part of their testimony.
It appeared to me, based on what I experienced, that the U.S. Attorney in Delaware, in our investigation, was constantly hamstrung limited and marginalized by DOJ officials as well as other U.S. attorneys. At every stage, decisions were made that benefited the subject of this investigation.
So, Jim, understanding that legally this has been resolved, is it still a political liability for Joe Biden heading into 2024, the situation surrounding this stuff?
I don't think so. The reason I don't think so is American presidential elections are always about the economic future of the country. And these issues are a distraction. They aren't moving the Republicans towards what they need to do, which is have an economic narrative against Joe Biden. And I think the Biden campaign is doing exactly what they should do. The president's on a 30-city tour talking about the economy, staying focused on his record, trying to sell that. And I think the Hunter Biden stuff is a distraction for the Republicans.
Jim, what's the number one challenge facing the Biden administration right now, facing the president right now as he looks ahead to 2024? You go across America, and across America, as someone who sees the president on a regular basis, I come to him, will ask about his age, will ask about if he has the vigor to keep doing this. What do you think is the real challenge that Joe Biden faces going forward?
Selling his economic accomplishments. This guy's gotten so
You
many.
mean making it stick so Americans see where that money is going and what's being accomplished, yeah?
Absolutely. People need to understand what's in it for them. What do they see that makes their life better? And that's job one for any administration, but especially this.
Jim Messina, I appreciate your being with us. Sam Stein, always a pleasure to have you with us here. Garrett Hake, I thank you very much for joining us as well. And now.
This is my comeback. Start yours at purdueglobal.edu.
Reach out. Help is here. Find people and resources that can help.
MFRGMA cover story, Maria Menounos is a mom after a 10-year journey. She struggled with infertility and cancer. Brianna has her story. Good morning, Brianna.
Good morning to you, George. That's right. It's taken 10 years, but she refused to give up. And now Maria Menounos' dreams of becoming a mother have finally come true. And this morning she's opening up about her miracle baby. It's been a journey 10 years in the making for television personality Maria Menounos to finally hold her baby in her arms after years of infertility heartbreak. Menounos speaking with Us Weekly about the moment she welcomed her daughter Athena Alexandra via surrogacy into the world last month, saying, "The doctor
We've got an update after Las Vegas police served a search warrant in connection to the 25-year-old investigation into rapper Tupac's death. Police say they were able to seize several items from a home on Monday night, including magazine articles written about Tupac's death, computers, and hard drives. Officials also say they uncovered pictures from the 90s, apparently.
It's one of the biggest music events of the summer, CMA Fest, and our Jacqueline Lee got an all-access pass and spoke to country legends, up-and-coming acts, and the man behind the ABC primetime special, airing tomorrow.
CMA is the party of the summer.
There's nothing like success. It's the feeling of, even though there's people from all over the world, it still feels like it's a massive family out there. It's just a good vibe in the stadium.
I'm so fired up. It's a night that we look forward to all year.
When I take the stage, I view it very much like a fighter ready to go win the battle.
Thousands of fans from around the world come to Nashville for an all-out 4-day jam. What do you think of this here? Here. Right.
here. Maddie. Now you find this card right here.
think that's so.
Okay, guys, I just liked the YouTube live stream.
My name is Mark Critch. My childhood was full of precious memories. Son of a Fritch, new series premieres July 24th. Stream free next day on the CW. During her run as one-third of Charlie's Angels, and just so happens to be the subject of the best-selling pinup poster of all time. Unfortunately, at age 62, Fawcett succumbed to a rare form of cancer in a Santa Monica hospital on June 25th, 2009. However, news of her passing was quickly overshadowed in the media by Michael Jackson, who died later that same day due to an overdose of medications administered by his own doctor. The King of Pop rose to fame with his brothers in the Jackson 5 before Moonwalking and served 2 years in prison for his role in the star's untimely death. Italian film director Federico Fellini was famous for pushing the boundaries of what film could say and do. Described by Time magazine as brilliant and mad, Fellini's films are well known for their imaginative, sometimes shocking content. The director was 73 when he passed away from cardiac arrest on Halloween in 1993. Though internationally renowned, Fellini's death was overshadowed in the States by the untimely passing of River Phoenix, who died of a drug overdose the same day. A teen idol in the 80s and early 90s, Phoenix made his name in films like Stand By Me and Running on Empty. Contrary to his clean image, however, Phoenix was living a secret drug-fueled life. On Halloween night 1993, Phoenix began having seizures outside the Viper Room in LA, ultimately dying due to a lethal mixture of morphine and cocaine. Few frontmen have made an impact as significant as Freddie Mercury, from his incredible stage presence to his remarkable vocal. It was over 16 years ago that Elise and I walked through the doors here at CBS, and we have worked in that same 10 by 10 room every day. And of course, she's now changed to different shifts and things like that. But guys, I got to be very honest with all of you as well. I am in that state right now where I feel like I'm waiting.
Yeah.
And I'm for you too.
That dude scared the hell out of me. He just jumped right on you. Like, get out of my stuff. Get. He's so aggravating. All up in my mess. See, children. Get out. Get. Y'all had to cuss him out or he's not going to listen. For real though. Aggravating cat.
To wake up from like a nightmare or something and find out that this was not true. I cannot grasp the reality and the finality right now. It's there's too much Lonnie and Elise history there. It goes back a long way. She affectionately called me Sun Silk. Okay. Into the room, she says, "Silk, how you doing?" Okay, had something to move that off there. Look at my hair color.
She was such an accomplished woman, graduate of Georgetown.
Proud Hoya.
Master's degree, meteorologist, SEAL, and fought so hard for the health of her daughter. There's no words. There are really no words. And at the same time, her conviction showed through what Elise thought and what Elise believed.
Unapologetically.
Unapologetically.
Even you're sitting out here, she would think, I mean, Jessica talked about her wicked wit, and her knowledge of music, she liked to tease me about. Perhaps I was lacking a little. Dick Brennan, you really don't know anything about music, do you? I mean, she always cut right to the chase. Yeah, I know. Yesterday, last night, I wrote on a Facebook post that if she had decided to give stand-up comedy a chance, I think she would have.
Yo, this cat's getting on my nerves. All of my stuff. I've been in the process of cleaning my room for my touch. Okay. I didn't know. All right. Make sure.
I think she would have killed it. She's just so quick-witted. And you don't get to share all of that sometimes on air. Sometimes the best stuff is during the commercial breaks. Yeah. But
I go back with Elise even before our time here at WCBS, and we worked the early morning shift together, and we got to a point in our relationship when we stopped apologizing when our stomach started to grumble, in those wee early morning hours, and just her sense of humor and her friendship is what I will treasure the most. And if we could just give this message to her family, if they are listening right now, to her parents and to her sister, and also to our dear colleague Greg.
Yeah.
We are here for you, not just in this time of mourning, but we are here to celebrate what is in the future for this little girl that is surrounded by so much love today, your dear little Gracie. As much as you want us there, we will be there with you to celebrate those milestones as a family. And to dear Gracie, it's so hard for you to likely understand what is happening right now, but when you miss your mommy, when you are looking for your mommy, you just look for all of the beautiful things that surround you. You look for those butterflies, you look for those birds, you look for those rainbows, And you pay attention to those little whispers of a breeze that will pass by your ear at time to time. And that is your mommy because she has the strength to be with you every minute of the rest of your life.
Yeah, Elise and I had countless conversations years before Gracie was born about Gracie. It was her biggest dream to have Gracie. And Gracie, you know that your mom's love is just coursing through your veins. Young lady, she's still surrounded by love. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Boy, that Elise Finch is one of a kind. And we'll be right back.
Y'all know who Elise Finch is? She was a, meteorologist. She died. I don't even know how she died. She just passed away recently. She won't be 51.
So, was it
Way older than me, but she was still young. I'm 17 years old, about every 18, like I said, like 9 months, 10 months, something like that.
Oh. The end.
Meanwhile, Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger will comply with a special counsel subpoena for security video from an Atlanta polling site linked to Trump's election fraud claim. Comes during a week of new developments in the criminal cases against the former president. So CBS News investigative reporter Grant Case is joining us now to break it all down. I'm so happy that you are here because you have been on this beat from the very beginning, running around New York City for the cases here, and so you always have it very well organized in your mind. Let's start with the other federal investigations. What's happening with the classified document case in Florida?
Sure, so that's the special counsel. We've overseen two separate cases. There's one you just mentioned, which has not yet led to charges. But then there's the one for which former President Trump was charged last month. And that was for 37, let's close it, 37 felony counts related to the willful retention.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up? Okay. All right, okay, y'all. I'm gonna end the live stream, but to my 7,610 YouTube viewers, thank you guys. And I'm gonna go wash, take a shower real quick, but I'll come back and do some more YouTube live streams. Much love and peace, like always, y'all. And the Holy Spirit, Yahuah, will guide us and protect us. Much love and peace. And until next time, and until the next YouTube live stream, I will be back. Peace, guys.